Good morning. Our afternoon, I guess. It's time for lunch. I figured maybe you'd want to have lunch with me. I've got 6-inch sweet onion chicken teriyaki from Subway, a company that is not doing, I think, particularly well right now. I remember when I was a kid and the Subway started happening, suddenly they were everywhere. And my dad, who was in real estate, explained to me how it was better or easier to set up than your traditional fast food restaurant because they didn't need to have as big of a kitchen. So you could put it into a smaller footprint because my dad was a nerd just like me and wanted me to know all about commercial real estate. But now, Subways are closing down because apparently it's just not what people want anymore. You can have a kind of similar experience with like a burrito restaurant where, for around the same price as a Subway sub, you can get 18,000 calories of food and then eat it all in one sitting. Just the burrito part of the burrito is like as many calories as a freaking Subway sub. I don't know how they do it. What do they put in those things? It's just like rolled out lard? What's happening? Today I wanted to talk about something that happened in Montana. There was a farmer, rancher, who shot what he thought was a wolf. And now, the first thing I want to say is I'm not like super in favor of shooting wolves. And in fact, a lot of people in Montana are like, think that wolves shouldn't exist almost, like that they are too dangerous. Why would a human and a wolf want to live on the same planet? Obviously, we feel the same, like we eat similar things, and sometimes they eat people, and sometimes we eat them. So let's just make it even and say no more wolves. That is the kind of perspective that some people have. And when your livelihood is, and like for a long time, I could not understand this position because wolves are amazing, beautiful creatures that I want to share my planet with. But I also know people who have, for reasons of economic livelihood, cut baby sheep out of their mother that was killed by a wolf. When you have that relationship with a wolf, and you have things that you are connected to economically and also emotionally, and they kill it, then it's not as fun. Ranchers are allowed to kill wolves if they're approaching their livestock or if they've been harassing their livestock or eating their livestock. And this wolf got shot, killed. Then the guy looked at it and he was like, that doesn't look normal. I've seen wolves. That's the size of a wolf, but it's different. So it's this subject of a number of headlines. Wolf-like thing that isn't a wolf shot in Montana. And there's some speculation. It could be a chupacabra, because apparently we might have those up here. It could be, well, it's not supposed to be like a goat-like thing. This is definitely doggish. It could be a werewolf, people are saying. No, we know what it is. It's not a wolf, and it's probably not a dog. It's probably a wolf dog. But it's really big for a wolf dog, and it's very different looking from a wolf. So it's weird, and they got some samples and they're going to do genetic testing, but we're not going to know for a while. But look, it's going to come back wolf dog. We might get more specific though, like what did a wolf do it with and how? Well, maybe not how. We probably won't find out how. The specifics of exactly how probably isn't going to come out, but we're going to know that maybe what breed of dog got it on with the wolf to make this female wolf dog. And the thing is with wolf dogs, like they're close enough together that a wolf dog hybrid can actually have fertile babies. And so like two wolf dogs can come together and have more wolf dogs. And so I think what might be happening here is there's like a pack of wolf dogs out there making multi-generational wolf dogs, which is like, that's interesting to me. But a thing that I read while learning about this, because I'm into like giant, weird, non-specific, we don't know what this is animals. Farmers will often put like a sheepdog out in their sheep flock to prevent wolves from harassing their sheep, because the dog will be like, rah, 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 get the heck away from me. But a fair amount of the time, instead, like they'll be a little antagonistic, but then they'll work it out and then be like, let's be friends, like more than friends though, like friends with benefits. And then you've got yourself a new problem. So it's sort of amazing for me to think that like a female wolf, because if it's the female sheepdog, then you have the dog have the puppies in the sheep pen, I forgot what that's called, the pasture or something, and you got the babies there, and you're like, oh geez, I got wolf dogs now with half Australian Shepherd, half freaking giant wolf. And I forgot to eat my food. I'm getting so into the story. But if the wolf is the female, and the Australian Shepherd or whatever, or in this case like Saint Bernard maybe, is the one who does the business, then the wolf dogs get born out somewhere else. And you never see them until they show up at your farm, your ranch, to get a little bit of mutton. And this got me thinking, there are actually people who, instead of dogs, use llamas for this purpose, because llamas, unlike sheep, will not take harassment from a wolf. Sheep apparently are just like, well, you're here, I'm here, you eat sheep, I'm a sheep, so like if you could make it fast, that'd be great. Whereas a llama will be like, look, I'm aware that you want some of these sheep. I'm aware that you would also not mind eating me, but I'm gonna fucking murder you if you get any closer. And then they'll fight, and the wolf will be like, well, this isn't worth it. Sometimes though they will kill the llama, and that's a thing. And so there's sort of this like balance between like, do I want the llama, which might be a little less effective at deterring the wolf, or do I want the dog, which might be more effective at deterring the wolf, but also might fuck it. And then you've got the llama, which definitely is not gonna fuck a wolf. Like 0% chance. So that's a pro llama argument. And then, but this dog problem is that like, yeah, they will. And then they'll like be out there, and then suddenly you got a pack of wolf dogs. And I don't know if it does it with a good enough dog, like a big dog. Maybe they'll be even bigger and badder than wolves. And then you got this, but apparently the paws were smaller than a wolf, the teeth were smaller than a wolf. But looking at the pictures of this thing, it makes it difficult for me to believe that the animal itself was smaller than a wolf, because it's huge, but wolves are very big. This is something that like people who are not like, have never been in the same room as a wolf, not usually a room, space, that's like, hey, and you're like, oh, it's good to see you. You still working on that DPS report, Jeffrey? Yep. Instead, you're out in a place, but when you get up close to a wolf, you're like, that's not a dog. One, it's 1,000 pounds. Two, I don't know how much they weigh. Let's look it up. Up to 180 pounds, so that's me. I'm about 180 pounds. Oh, no. Good. My dog was like 60 pounds and she was huge. Whereas a Mastiff on the upper end is 130 pounds. So these are big animals. And then, so in addition to just the size, where you're like, oh, it does not fit into my brain for the size that a dog thing could be. Then you've got their eyes, which they look at you and you're like, oh, you're thinking about things. Like a lot. You're having a lot of thoughts right now, and I don't know what any of them are, but none of them, a number of them probably aren't good for me, is the feeling that you get when a wolf looks in your eyes. They're not dogs. And a wolf dog is also there are people who have pet wolf dogs in my town, and I'm like, I don't know, man. What's the biggest dog? The biggest dog breed is the Great Dane. And what does a Great Dane weigh? The upper end of a Great Dane is 200 pounds. So maybe this wolf did it with a Great Dane. And that's why it looks so big to me. But also maybe it's just big because it's part wolf. Maybe it's part wolf and part like collie. And it just happens to be that wolves are big. And so when you see one stretched out dead on the back of somebody's tailgate, you think that is abnormally large. But maybe it's normally large. It definitely doesn't look like a wolf, though, and it definitely isn't. But the mystery of what it is, it's a wolf dog, like 100%. There's nothing else that it could be. The question is, what did it do? Not like we know what it did. It went and got too close to a sheep, but what animal did it do? What dog? What dog did it do? Don't fuck a llama.